Did you know, in 2025, President Donald Trump is back in the White House, and he's moving fast. His return marks the comeback of one of the most aggressive immigration crackdowns in modern U.S. history. Executive orders are being signed, borders are tightening, and now, several Asian countries are being singled out, countries that Trump may never allow to enter the United States again. But why these specific nations? What are the real reasons behind this bold move? And how will this impact millions of immigrants and travelers? Possibly even you? If you're from Asia or have loved ones abroad, don't miss this video. Watch until the end, because your country might be on the list. Number 7. Indonesia. Why might Indonesians no longer be allowed to enter the US under Trump's leadership in 2025? Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim-majority country, was never part of Trump's original travel ban list during his first term. But now that he's back in power, the global political landscape is shifting, and so is America's immigration policy. Trump has made it clear he wants tougher vetting, stronger borders, and a zero-tolerance approach to what he calls high-risk entry points. This means that even countries with no history of conflict with the U.S. could now face stricter immigration controls, and Indonesia is on that radar. The U.S. government has reportedly started flagging certain countries for enhanced security protocols, including longer processing times, in-depth background checks, and even social media surveillance for visa applicants. Indonesian travelers, students, and even professionals may now experience delays or outright rejections. These measures are being justified under the banner of national security, but for many, it feels like collective punishment. But why Indonesia, specifically? Over the years, a small number of individuals from Indonesia have been linked to radical movements or overstayed their visas after entering the U.S. Some reports have pointed to isolated cases of asylum fraud or individuals joining extremist groups after arriving. Although these cases represent only a tiny fraction of the Indonesian population, the Trump administration believes it's enough to justify a closer look. Trump's stance has always been clear: if there's even a hint of risk, the policy is to act now, not later. And it's not just about terrorism. Trump has also been vocal about abusive immigration systems, where tourists become undocumented workers or students overstay their visas. With Indonesia having a large young population and rising numbers of travelers to the West, it's become a country to watch for American immigration authorities under Trump's rule. So, could Indonesia really face a full entry ban? It's not official yet, but the signs are there. If more isolated cases emerge, or if Trump's team decides to expand the ban list as part of their national security strategy, Indonesia could easily be included. That would affect not only tourists, but also scholars, exchange students, overseas workers, and families hoping to reunite in the U.S. Is this truly about safety? Or is an entire country being judged for the mistakes of a few? Oh wait, before we continue, we'd love to hear from you. Do you agree with these issues? What's your opinion on this topic? Drop a comment below and tell us what you think. And don't forget to include where you're from, so we can see how far this video has reached. Number 6. Iraq. Why is Iraq once again at risk of being banned under Trump's renewed immigration policies in 2025? Back in 2017, Iraq was one of the countries included in President Trump's original travel ban. Although it was later removed from the list due to pressure from U.S. military and diplomatic allies, the core concerns behind its inclusion remain today: ongoing violence, terrorism threats, and weak internal security systems. Now that Trump has returned to office and is reintroducing his tough stance on immigration, Iraq is once again being closely examined as a possible target for a renewed visa ban. But how will this affect innocent Iraqi citizens? Terrorist groups like ISIS still operate in parts of Iraq, and although most Iraqis are peaceful and seeking a better life, U.S. immigration officials argue that even a small risk can't be ignored. With Iraq's lack of strong vetting and identity verification systems, Trump's team believes it's difficult to confidently determine who poses a threat and who doesn't. That's why, for them, it's safer to block entry entirely, even if it means that innocent people may suffer the consequences. Is it truly fair to ban an entire nation for the actions of a few? If the ban is reinstated, thousands of Iraqi nationals, including students, workers, families, and refugees, could be denied access to the U.S. Should a country be punished because of its instability, or protected from rejection for the sake of innocent lives? Number 5. Yemen. Why might Yemen remain on Trump's high-risk immigration list in 2025? Although located in the Arabian Peninsula, Yemen is officially classified under West Asia, making it a part of the broader Asian region. For years, Yemen has been caught in the middle of one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. A brutal civil war, foreign interventions, and the rise of extremist groups have torn the country apart. Because of these dangers, Yemen was placed on President Trump's original travel ban list in 2017. And now, with Trump back in office in 2025, national security experts expect that Yemen will not only remain on the high-risk list, but may face even tougher visa restrictions moving forward. Trump and his team argue that Yemen's internal situation makes it nearly impossible to properly verify the identity and background of those applying to enter the U.S. government. Systems in Yemen have collapsed, many records have been destroyed, and entire regions are controlled by armed groups. The Trump administration views this as a major risk, fearing that potential threats could enter the U.S. undetected. As a result, visa approvals for Yemenis may face heavy delays, extreme scrutiny, or outright rejection. This includes not only tourists, but also students, asylum seekers, and family members trying to reunite with loved ones in America. But is it right to block an entire population because of a war they didn't start and cannot escape? The Yemeni people are not the cause of the war. In fact, they are its biggest victims. Millions have been displaced from their homes, with many living in refugee camps or without access to food, clean water, or medical care. For countless Yemeni families, migrating to the U.S. represents their only hope for survival and a better future. Yet under Trump's renewed immigration agenda, that door may stay shut. It raises a serious question about fairness and human rights, especially when the people being punished are the ones most in need of help. Is this policy truly protecting America, or shutting its doors on innocent lives? If Yemen remains on Trump's no-entry list, thousands of lives could be affected. Children hoping to study abroad, refugees escaping war, and families separated by conflict. Is America still the land of opportunity, or has fear taken the place of compassion? If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future uploads. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about this topic. We're all ears. Number 4. Pakistan. Why might Trump push for a complete suspension of U.S. visa services for Pakistan in 2025? Pakistan has long been considered a controversial ally of the United States. On one hand, it has cooperated with America on some counterterrorism efforts, but on the other, it has also faced serious criticism for allegedly harboring extremist groups. During Trump's first term, he openly accused Pakistan of lies and deceit and claimed that the country was not doing enough to dismantle terrorist safe havens. Now that Trump is back in office, there's growing speculation that he might impose strict travel restrictions or even completely suspend visa services for Pakistani nationals. But is it fair to punish an entire nation for the actions of a few? Some reports have alleged that high-profile terrorist leaders were found hiding in Pakistan, while U.S. intelligence agencies complained about a lack of full cooperation from the Pakistani government. Although not all of these claims have been fully verified, they've been used as justification by Trump's administration to call for tougher immigration controls. If implemented, this would directly affect thousands of Pakistani citizens, including students, business professionals, and even family members of U.S. citizens. Should the U.S. shut its doors on an entire country, or find a better balance between national security and fairness? Reinstating a full travel ban on Pakistan could create major consequences, not just for travelers and immigrants, but for diplomatic relations as well. Is this truly about protecting America, or part of a deeper political conflict that's hurting innocent people? Number 3. Syria. Why might Syria once again face a full visa ban under Trump's leadership in 2025? Syria has been in a state of civil war for more than a decade, with no signs of full recovery. The ongoing conflict has destroyed institutions, displaced millions, and allowed extremist groups to gain ground in certain regions. In 2017, Syria was placed under a full travel ban by Trump's administration, citing the country's instability and high risk for terrorism. Now that Trump has returned to power, Syria is once again being discussed as a top candidate for renewed visa restrictions. The continued absence of a stable central government, plus the overwhelming number of asylum seekers, makes it one of the countries Trump is most likely to block. But is it fair to shut out an entire nation when its people are already suffering so much? Millions of Syrians have lost their homes, their families, and any sense of normal life. Many seek refuge in safer countries, not to bring harm, but simply to survive. For Syrian families, students, and refugees, the U.S. represents a new beginning. However, under Trump's strict immigration stance, Syrian visa applications could once again be automatically denied, regardless of the individual's background or intentions. The reasoning, national security, but critics argue that blanket bans do more harm than good, punishing innocent people for circumstances beyond their control. Is this about protecting America, or turning our backs on those who need compassion the most? If Syria is placed back on Trump's no-entry list, thousands will lose their chance at safety, education, and family reunification. Should the U.S. continue to close its doors, or open a path for those simply seeking peace? Number 2. Afghanistan. Why is Afghanistan likely to face a total immigration suspension under Trump's leadership in 2025? Since the Taliban regained full control of Afghanistan in 2021, the country has been in a state of uncertainty and international concern. The collapse of the U.S.-backed government, the chaotic military withdrawal, and the return of strict Taliban rule have all contributed to fears of Afghanistan once again becoming a haven for terrorist activity. Trump harshly criticized the withdrawal and has publicly expressed distrust toward the new Afghan regime. If he returns to his hardline immigration policies, it's highly likely that all forms of immigration from Afghanistan will be suspended, citing national security threats and lack of reliable vetting processes. But should innocent Afghans be punished for the actions of a government they didn't choose? Since the Taliban takeover, thousands of Afghans, especially women, journalists, students, and former U.S. allies, have tried to flee the country in search of safety. Many risked their lives helping U.S. troops during the war, and now they face persecution at home. For them, the United States is more than just a destination, it's a lifeline. However, Trump's potential blanket ban may leave no exceptions, even for those who have strong ties to the U.S. or were promised protection. This raises serious moral and ethical questions about how America treats its former allies and those who are genuinely fleeing oppression. Is America protecting its borders, or turning its back on the very people who once stood beside it? If Afghanistan remains shut off under Trump's renewed immigration crackdown, the consequences could be heartbreaking. Broken promises, stranded families, and lives left in danger. Is this about security, or a failure to take responsibility for America's own role in Afghanistan's story? Number 1. Iran. Why is Iran almost certain to face a full immigration ban under Trump's leadership in 2025? As of 2025, tensions between Iran and Israel have reached a breaking point. Military clashes, drone strikes, and direct threats have escalated, with Iran now openly challenging not just Israel, but the United States itself, Israel's closest ally. In this climate of growing hostility, Iran is once again under intense global scrutiny, especially in the eyes of Donald Trump. Back in 2017, Trump included Iran in his original Muslim ban, accusing the country of sponsoring terrorism and secretly working on developing nuclear weapons. With Trump back in office, national security hawks expect him to reinstate a full visa ban on Iranian nationals, framing it as a protective measure against potential threats. But should an entire population be shut out for the decisions of its government? The truth is, most Iranian citizens have no role in their government's foreign policy. Many simply want to study abroad, visit family, or find safety and stability. Yet under Trump's proposed approach, even those with valid paperwork or strong ties to the U.S. may be denied entry. His administration argues that Iran's internal vetting systems are unreliable, making it too risky to trust any entry application. As a result, Iranian students, professionals, and refugees may once again find the U.S. completely out of reach, regardless of their intentions or background. Is this truly about protecting America, or turning away people in genuine need of hope? If the full immigration ban is restored, it won't just be about security, it will deeply affect families, education, and humanitarian efforts. Is this a smart move for America's safety, or one more barrier to peace in a world already divided? And that's the list: 7 Asian countries that Trump may never allow into the U.S. again. With rising tensions and Trump's strict immigration comeback, millions could be affected by these possible bans. But is this really about security? Or are innocent people paying the price? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with these bans, or is there a better way? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you won't miss what's next. Thanks for watching, stay informed and stay sharp.